Hi guys, I'm going to be showing you how to use Endnote. Endnote is great, honestly, as a software. It does everything you need to do. It's especially useful in academics in academia. All right. Besides my horrible spelling mistake, it's very simple how Endnote works. So I have this reference. By the way, I'll add it to a new page just to make sure that's that. I have my entire reference in APA 7 format. Whenever I add a new reference, how I add a new reference in here, I just simply look for it. If I have it saved, let's say another one of my thingies from Achterberg. Okay, insert. I think yeah, I inserted it here accidentally. That's fine though. It automatically shows up in my reference list and wherever else I would like it to. Okay, but now, how do you actually use Endnote? So first off, you're going to want to go to Brightspace. And I believe Brightspace is back up now, so boom. Okay, there we go. Once you're logged in, you very simply go to Iris IT Services. Iris IT Services is, well, basically the school's IT services and what we have access to. You just very simply type in Endnote. And then for Apple, we have this. It's the Endnote installer.dmg for Apple. And for Endnote 21 installer.exe, you have this one. You just download the file. It will show up over here in your download list. You can just click it. I'll just show that real quick. I've done quite a bit of experimenting, so this is my 5th time downloading this. In any case, as soon as it's done, it will like show up and it's done, etc. You just click it. I already have it downloaded right now. You click more on info there if you're on Windows 11, but Windows 10 is about to be unsupported, so I'm guessing you're on Windows 11 at least. The more info button over here, and then run anyway. Okay, now it is trying to install and whatnot. I already have it installed, so I can choose either modify, repair, remove, whatever. Just click next until basically you're done. After you're done installing, you can open the app by simply typing Endnote, and it will be here. You open it. And as soon as it's actually opened, for me it opened in a different window or in a different screen. As soon as it's there, it's probably going to prompt you to download the 21.5 version. Just do it. It's easy enough. Everything is automatic as well. So what you have here is you have your file. Well, you don't really have to do anything about this. It's going to prompt you to make a new library. This kind of the library you can use everywhere else on your PC. Great. Okay, now you made your library and whatnot. Very simply go to preferences. You can change a lot of different things over here. For example, syncing. You don't automatically have an Endnote account, but you can make one with your university email and it will be licensed and everything. Once you do that, you can very simply just log in over here, press apply, and it will sync once everything is done. Meaning, whatever account I actually use Endnote on, or whatever PC I use Endnote on, as long as it's connected to that same account, I can still open the same library, and all my references will be shared. Which is great if you're writing your thesis, for example, on multiple different devices. Okay, references, well, you can make, I am not sure what I clicked. In any case, you can find full text. It doesn't always work because it's not always open access. If it is, though, it's easier to find them. You can create groups, you can create tags, and library. Library really is the most important thing here because you want to be able to sync it. You can also click this button over here. Currently it's authorizing, and once it's done authorizing, it will sync up with the web. Here in tools, you can also choose output styles. So APA 7 currently, APA 7 copy, APA 7 annotated, and copy again. Not sure why I did some weird flunking around and whatnot. But Endnote also comes with cite while you write. Now, if you go to Word after you have actually installed Endnote, Word should automatically have this little section over here. If not, go to Tools, go to Cite while you write, and just make sure you can access that. In any case, if you're in a document, you can here choose Preferences, open Endnote when starting Word, close Endnote when leaving Word. So if I now, for example, if I choose to leave Word, Endnote also closes. Great, easy enough. If I open Word again, Endnote is back open. All right. Once you have added a citation, which right now I'll just quickly do. Once your entire paper is done and you think, hey, all my citations are okay, you can convert all your citations and the bibliography to static text, or plain text in this case. I do not want to save this document. I just want to continue. Okay, now all of this is static text. So I can edit letters here and whatnot. If I want to undo that though, now it's back to regular text. I can edit this citation. Ooh. Edit citation's author, or I can exclude the author even. Let's get 2020, which might not be as very useful. In any case, I can do that. I can also, let's see, edit and manage citations. I can insert another citation. So I just know I have this one in there as well. Insert. And now I can actually organize them. So if I say Fabio is first and then Achterberg, I'll actually just sort them alphabetically, which is totally fine. Oop. But in any case, you can kind of, well, structure how it's shown, etc. You can, however, say, okay, I want everything to be organized alphabetically or not. And you do that in your reference list, preferences, and then you can do some stuff over here. In any case, here you have your reference. You can add as many as you like, by the way. It's honestly, it's great. Whenever you feel like, hey, okay, I did add a citation, but I don't see it showing up. For example, let's add another. Let's add another from Fabio. This one again. Can't right now because we have no extra text. But now I should be able to. Or the other one, but yeah. Right. You can also just insert and then it adds them together automatically. Again, alphabetically, which is great. Okay, that's that. So this is similar to, well, the references section over here, which some of you might have actually used before. May not have, I don't know. But okay. How you download EndNote articles. So I'm just going to go to PubMed. I'm going to find an article that is not for open access. So just to make sure, I have EndNote Click. I have it downloaded into Chrome. It is an extension that you can just download for free. You do have to make an account for it, and once again, if you link it to your university email, everything should be fine. Everything should just work and sync and link and whatnot. But in any case, it's very useful because open access articles that you find online, it will send you automatically to SmartCat from the university, logged in, and then you can just get the article. So let's see, ADHD, medication, adults. I have no clue if these will actually be well, open access or not. I cannot really look for not open access, unfortunately. I can look for open access, like filter for open access, but not for not open access. Okay, so over here, this little button shows up whenever you're on a scientific page or scientific article, whatnot. So here, full text link to Elsevier. Great. I'm not sure if this is for free though. Yeah, here. I'm prompted to just access it through the organization in any case. You can either cite, download .nbib, and then, maybe APA, doesn't matter. You download .nbib. I believe it's from Pan. Yeah. So what I have on is whenever I download something, I have this thing open for that specific extension. So this is a .nbib extension file. It will automatically open an Endnote, meaning this is the one I just downloaded. It's automatically imported, and I can now drag it to any of the groups I created. Okay. Otherwise, if it does not open, just double click it or press open with the right click. But that's that. Okay, so I already have it downloaded. What I can do here is I can either press that if it's available. If it is not, then it will simply not work. What I can also do is very simply look at this and say search institution library. As you can see, I'm now a SmartCat. SmartCat is very useful. We all use it. We all have access to it through our university email and account and whatnot. Here you can also see full text availability for this item. Psychiatry Research has a few PDF, where Elsevier has a few full text as well. What you can do here is just click either of them. They should all work. If they don't, report it to the library. You just log in with your username. Let's see. Yeah, okay. You log in with your username. You can download. You can also say, hey, cite here, if it loads up. Because it isn't. I'm not sure why it's not loading up. Generally, you just press cite and, well, then you get multiple options. In this case, we have .nbib, which is fine. .ris is also fine. You can also say, hey, export for Endnote, which honestly is the most easy. You sometimes get it with an article automatically, so then it downloads both at the same time. This one, for example, it downloaded both the article, meaning I can also just view this without having to log in anywhere, but also the entire reference. Okay, now if we go back to Word, let's say I do actually want to insert the article I just found, which I believe is called Pan from 2019. Just press insert, and it is in this reference section. And over here as well. Now, if you want to change this to double space, you can do that over here. Where, let's see. Here, sorry. This little icon over there. Here you can actually show the layout you have. So in this case, we have Aptos, but really we want Times New Roman. So Times New Roman, size 12, line spacing, we would like a double. And text format over here is Times New Roman, bold for the bibliography title. Oh, that's that. First line indent is 0. Hanging indent is just this part. Space after, none. Okay, it automatically updates, and here we go. That's it. If you would also like these citations, etc., to be like that as well, what you can do is you go to styles, you see what it is. So this is now normal spacing. If you insert these in an area where you have Times New Roman, for example, it should make or it should convert it to the Times New Roman format as well. If that's not the case, though, go to Style, Modify with a right click, Just say, hey, I want it Times New Roman, and I would like it double spaced. Just press OK. Now all of this is also double spaced. Our normal text is now Times New Roman 12. That's the default. Just save or whatnot. In this case, I will end the video. I hope this helped you guys. You can also use this in Google Docs, by the way. It might be useful to show you how. So I will not yet end the video, but you can also use it in Google Docs. So again, just quickly logging in. Blank document, because why not? Yep, extensions. I already added it in this case. So Endnote site while you write. If not, just add-ons, get add-ons. And then Endnote. And this one. But in this case, I already have it installed, which is great. So open, and it will open on the side over here. All right. Well, last time I was looking for this reference that I had in my Endnote library. Maslow, who should be here. Maslow Abraham from 1987. I can just insert it. And I'll insert wherever I was busy. Okay. Once I'm done, I update citations. Right now it has these weird brackets, and we'll make everything into nice normal brackets with the reference list at the bottom. Over here, if you click on it, you can also get the, oh, not here apparently. Here, if you click the actual citation, you get the full citation as well. So this one does not have a DOI link, but another one might. So let's see, New Stein, who was my thesis mentor, great guy. Let's say this one. Oh, unable to insert citation at that spot. So retry. Now over here. Okay. Now, once again, it has the weird brackets. It just means that it is there, but it's not really online yet. It's not uploaded. So once again, update. So you can also see here that it has like 3-4 different authors. APA automatically formats it into 2. And that's it. Once again, it's over here. But it's a bit slower than in Word. Yeah, I hope this helped you guys.